A very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin on the 20th of December. I'm Krishna Panditharatna.
And I'm Ramesh Galbandaro. First, a look at your headlines. Over 300,000 persons affected by floods and landslides. 25 deaths reported. Department of Meteorology issues a warning of a turbulence reoccurring in the atmosphere on Saturday. Now, it is assumed that the cave-in in Mathale has reached the bedrock. Locals told to evacuate the area. Vehicles and equipment used for construction work at the Dadro Oil Reservoir fall victim to the floods.
The police have commenced investigations into an incident said to be a shooting that may have taken place last night on the road opposite the residence of Parliamentarian President's Council Vijayadasa Rajapaksa. Police media spokesperson SSP Prashant Jayakodi said that 2 empty bullet casings were found in the vicinity.
MP Vijayadasa Rajapaksa's son had told the police that they heard sounds similar to crackers going off last night. The police media spokesperson said that a complaint was lodged at the police stating that 2 empty casings were discovered by MP Vijayadasa Rajapaksa's driver this morning. We heard the sounds of firecrackers going off between 12 and 12:20 last night. We did not take notice of that because firecrackers are being lit for Christmas everywhere. When I looked around in the morning, I noticed it. After the 3 gunshots, I heard the sound of a speeding car racing towards the main road. I looked from the windows facing the road, but I did not see anyone. There was no vehicle there, but we found 2 bullet casings that can be used for pistols. Many government and opposition politicians arrived at Vijayadasa Rajapaksa's residence today after receiving word of the incident.
I called yesterday to wish you for the birthday. Yesterday. What do I need?
3 gunshots. You think that maybe...
Later, President Mahinda Rajapaksa arrived at the location. Now the thugs in the country never get caught. The law is not capable of catching them. Today the morality and the law in the country is ruined. I think we can assume who is behind this. It will be revealed soon. You may hide behind a mask, but you will have to dance in the open. This has happened in the country all the time and will continue to happen. This is the spread of the dictatorial rage against the democracy. All the institutions in the country have fallen to this state. Therefore, they have entered into a path of destruction. The people should stand up against this anti-democratic rule and the rule of the dictatorial rage. We believe that the people should stand up. What is happening to democracy in the country? The opposition cannot express their view. If they criticize the government, shots are fired from one end while there are threats from the other. Now the government will say they have no knowledge of this. What we want to say to the government is not to do such low-grade things and try to scare off the UNP supporters. We want genuine democracy. This problem can be resolved. Pass the private members' bill presented by Vijayadasa Rajapaksa and appoint an independent and unbiased committee with regards to the Chief Justice. I think we can all work together based on that committee report. These type of incidents put a black mark on the country. I would like to state that the present regime should take complete responsibility for the security of Vijayadasa Rajapaksa in the future. Also, a clear and unbiased investigation should be conducted and all those involved in this should be brought before the law. Meanwhile, Minister of Petroleum Industries Susil Premajayantha also visited the location.
Now, the inclement weather has affected many districts in the country with floods and landslides. News First Nadeem Majid is now standing by with a comprehensive report on what is happening. Nadeem Majid.
Well, thank you, Krishni. The good news is that floodwaters that have affected many areas have begun to recede following the heavy rains also ceasing. Our News First correspondents visited several of these areas to inquire into the conditions at displaced camps that have been set up. Earlier in the day, News First Ramesh Irugal Bandara caught up with several of these correspondents.
The inclement weather conditions that have battered the island over the past few days are gradually dissipating. But is it the same everywhere else in the island? Let's now cross over to our team of correspondents who are standing by with the very latest. Prasad Purimal joins us now from Chilao. I am at a temporary shelter set up at the St. Benedict's College in Chilao. There are about 650 families in this shelter at the moment. The people here are primarily from the Dadru Oya and Tinye areas in Chilao. Reports say that conditions are still not ideal for the people to return home. The people say that although they are receiving sufficient relief from the government, they need the means to get back to their homes. On to the Kurunagal area now, where Veeraratna Bandara is standing by with the very latest. People have gathered here claiming that they have received no relief at all. We saw several public representatives having discussions with this group of people. The situation here is not conducive for people to return to their day-to-day activities. I can say that they are currently living amidst much hardship. Also, the floodwaters have receded and the road has been cleared of debris to enable the flow of traffic. But these people are yet to receive electricity or water. News First correspondent Rahul Hettiarachi now joins us with an overview of the situation in Ambalantota. I am in Borlassa in Ambalantota. The floodwaters here are receding. Therefore, people have left the temporary shelters and have returned to clean up their homes. Throughout the district, we were able to see the manner in which the Disaster Management Centre, Gramanidari officers and other divisional secretaries have been working to provide relief to the flood affected. And finally, we cross over to Arya Gamage, who is standing by in Mathala. Over 2,000 individuals from 7 villages, including those from Galporugala and Kaburua, have been affected due to the heavy rains experienced over the past few days. The officials of the Nellore Divisional Secretariat, as well as other relief officers, are taking steps to distribute kerosene and other essential items among those affected. Well, thank you, Ari Gamage, for that update. News First will, of course, keep monitoring the weather conditions in the island in order to bring you the very latest reports and updates.
Well, thank you very much, Ramesh. Now, the number of people that have been affected by the floods and landslides continues to rise. According to data collated by the Disaster Management Centre, about 300,000 people have been affected by the floods and landslides. According to the DMC, about 19,000 people have been displaced. The Putlam district was the worst affected by floods yesterday. The Colombo-Chilao main road was inundated yesterday and today. Our cameras captured the manner in which locals used boats to fulfill their transportation needs. Students who were to sit for the GCE ordinary level examination were inconvenienced as the Anand National School in Chilao was inundated today as well. The News First team, who were monitoring the weather situation in Chilao, captured this footage at the Chilao General Hospital. The displaced camp set up in Chilao and Arachikatwa continues to operate.
Chilao has suffered the most due to floods. People from over 80 Gram Seva divisions have been displaced and 40,000 families are affected.
Meanwhile, a container which was travelling on an inundated road close to the Daduroya last night met with an accident. A police sergeant was killed in the accident while 7 others were rescued. Meanwhile, residents of Minuangeta, which comes under the purview of the Warriyapola Pradeshia Sabha, engaged in a protest today, charging that they have not received any relief as yet. The protesters were those who were affected by the floods that were triggered when the Dadru Oya broke its banks. The group engaged in the protests along the Minuangeta-Alla main road. A tense situation arose when Senior Minister S.B. Nawinna and the chairman of the Warriyapola Pradeshia Sabha arrived at the location. A number of reservoirs in the north central province have reached spill level. 14 spill gates of the Rajangane reservoir have been opened. Our correspondent noted that 6 spill gates of the Natchadua reservoir have also been opened. The Malwatu Oya lane, which is an entry route to the Anuradhapura town, was inundated with the Malwatu Oya overflowing. Our correspondent noted that several houses in the area were submerged. Furthermore, 4 spill gates of the Nuwaravava in Anuradhapura have been opened. 2 spill gates of the Mahakanadarawa tank have also been opened. Vehicular traffic along the Batikalo-Polonnaruwa road came to a standstill yesterday owing to the floods. This is how residents of Suwasetagama began cleaning their houses once the floodwaters receded. However, people continue to remain in relief camps in Gallalla as their homes are still inundated. Meanwhile, people who were affected by floods in Valewatta in Ambalantota charged that they were not provided any relief. A tense situation arose in the area with the arrival of the Valewatta Grama Niladhari. Residents of the Bollas area too were affected by the inclement weather. Two houses were completely destroyed in the Watia area in Ambalantota. Those who were staying at a displaced camp set up in the Watia school were seen on the main road today as they were asked to leave the camp. A cab which belonged to the Kakirawa Palagala Divisional Secretariat was caught in the floodwaters near the Havanel Oya in Kakirawa. Those in the cab were en route to inquire into the well-being of the people who were affected in the area. Our correspondent noted that a woman in the area managed to rescue 5 persons who were inside the vehicle. Subsequently, the submerged vehicle was brought to the surface with the use of a backhoe machine. The 18th Bend Road, which was blocked after an earth embankment collapsed on it, was cleared for light vehicles today. It was reported that the water flowing from Madirigiriya, Polonnaruwa and Manampitiya via the Somavatiya Forest Reserve to the Serunuvara, Sirimangalapura and Suryapura area may cause flooding on the Allakantale Road. The general public are not the only ones affected by the extreme weather. "31 tanks in Vaunia district remain at spill level as a result of the incessant rains experienced in the north over the past 4 days.